This lesson covers the factorization of algebraic expressions by extracting common factors using the multiplication frame method. It is the second video lesson of a suite of video lessons on expansion and factorization of algebraic expressions. If you'd like to know more about the multiplication frame method, watch the first video lesson on expanding a product of a number and an algebraic linear expression. Let's start this lesson. In this lesson, you will learn to factorize algebraic expressions by extracting common factors using the multiplication frame method and recognize the relationship between expansion and factorization. Let us recall how to expand 3 times of 2b plus 5c. We can use multiplication frame method. I'd like you to copy out the multiplication frame and fill in the 2 blanks. Can you do it for me now? Did you get 6b and 15c? When we expand 3 times of 2b plus 5c, we get 6b plus 15c. We can also work out the expansion by using the distributive law. Let's take a look. First, distribute 3 to 2b to obtain 6b. And then distribute 3 to 5c to obtain 15c. You can see that using both methods, the answers are the same. When we are asked to expand 3 times of 2b plus 5c, what we are asked to do is to multiply out the product of 3 and 2b plus 5c into a sum of 2 terms, 6b and 15c. Next, what are factors? Let us take a look at the number 12. We all know that 3 times 4 gives 12. So we can say that 3 and 4 are 2 factors of 12. What about the algebraic expression 6b plus 15c? We have earlier on seen that 3 times of 2b plus 5c gives 6b plus 15c. So we can say that the number 3 and the algebraic linear expression 2b plus 5c are the factors of 6b plus 15c. Therefore, what is the meaning of factorize? When you are asked to expand 3 times of 2b plus 5c, you obtain 6b plus 15c. What if you are given 6b plus 15c and have to work backwards to obtain 3 times of 2b plus 5c? What you are doing is you are factorizing 6b plus 15c. So, to factorize an algebraic expression, it means to express it as a product of factors. Now, do take note that the factor can be a number or an algebraic expression. Factorization is therefore the process of expressing an algebraic expression as a product of factors. How is factorization related to expansion? Well, factorization and expansion are the reverse process of each other. Let's take a look at this example again. From the product to the sum of terms, this process is called expansion. From the sum to the product, this process is called factorization. Let us examine the relationship between expansion and factorization further. Let me use the multiplication frame method. In expansion, we fill in the terms in the white boxes. Then we find the terms in the blue boxes. And the answer will come from the terms in the blue boxes. Whereas in the case of factorization, we fill in the blue boxes with terms, then find the terms in the white boxes, and the answer will come from the terms in the white boxes. Let us now look at one example to see how to do factorization. Factorize completely 12m minus 9. First, draw the multiplication frame. How do we fill in 12m minus 9 into the multiplication frame? We fill them into these 2 blanks here. Now, what do? Let's take a look at the steps. Step 1. Find the common factors of the two terms in the blue boxes. So 12m is 3 times 4 times m. Negative 9 is 3 times 3 times negative 1. We can immediately see that the common factor of 12m and negative 9 is 3. Where do we write the common factor in the multiplication frame? It's here. Now we have two more blanks to fill in. What do we fill in? Step 2. Divide each term in the blue boxes by the common factor. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look at 12m. Divide 12m by the common factor 3. What is the answer? Let's look at this. 12m divided by 3, we are left with 4 times m. 4 times m. So the answer is 4m. And where do we fill in 4m in the multiplication frame? It's right here. How about the term negative 9? When we take negative 9, divide by 3, we are left with the factors 3 and negative 1. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And where do we indicate negative 3? You should know. It's right here. How do we know we are correct? Let's check the product. When you take 3 times 4m, it gives 12m. So it's correct. And similarly, when I take 3 times negative 3, I will get negative 9. Again, it's correct. This shows that the working is correct. What are the factors of 12m minus 9? From the multiplication frame, we see that one of the factors is 3, and the other factor is 4m minus 3. So how do we present the answer? We write 12m minus 9 equals 3 times of 4m minus 3. Let us now look at another example. In this example, you are asked to factorize completely 4bc minus 20ac. Where do we fill in 4bc minus 20ac in the multiplication frame? Fill in the two terms here. What do we do next? Let's take a look again at the steps. Step 1. Find the common factors of the two terms in the blue boxes. Let's begin by looking at 4bc. So 4bc is 4 times b times c. And what about negative 20ac? It is 4 times 5 times a times c times negative 1. What is the common factor of 4bc and negative 20ac? We observe that 4 is a common factor and c is also a common factor. So we know that the common factor of 4bc and negative 20ac is 4c. Where do I write 4c in the multiplication frame? It's right here. How do I fill in the remaining two boxes? What is my second step? We divide each term in the blue boxes by a common factor. Let's begin with 4bc. Divide 4bc by 4c. We observe from here again, 4bc divided by 4c, we are left with the factor b. 4bc divided by 4c is b, and we write b in this box here. How about negative 20ac divided by 4c? Negative 20ac divided by 4c. What are the remaining factors? The factors are 5 times a times negative 1. That gives us negative 5a. And we fill in negative 5a in this box here. How do I know my working is correct? Let's do a check. 4c times b is 4bc. And 4c times negative 5a is negative 20ac. So I know I'm correct. Checked. So what are the two factors of 4bc minus 20ac? They are 4c and b minus 5a. And so how do I write the answer? 4bc minus 20ac equals 4c times b minus 5a. In the last example, factorize completely 4bc minus 20ac. Some of you may wonder whether you can just extract the common factor 4, thus getting the other factor bc minus 5ac. So, the factorization of 4bc minus 20ac gives the answer 4 times of bc minus 5ac. Do you think this solution is correct? Pause the video to write down your explanation now. At the end of the video, check your answer against mine. Let's move on. It's now time to practice. In the next slide, you will find 4 questions. Pause this video to answer all of them on a piece of paper. And at the end of this video, you will be able to check your answers. In this lesson, you learn to factorize algebraic expression by extracting common factors using the multiplication frame method. Let's go over the steps again. First, we find the common factors of the term in the given algebraic expression. In the example, 12m minus 9, the common factor is 3. Next, we divide each term in the given algebraic expression by the common factor to obtain the terms in the other factor. So we divide 12m and negative 9 by 3 to obtain 4m and negative 3. We can now write 12m minus 9 equals to 3 times of 4m minus 3. How do we know we factorized 12m minus 9 correctly? Let's check the product. 3 times 4m gives 12m, and we also see that 3 times negative 3 gives negative 9. Now, this corresponds to distributing 3 to 4m and to negative 3 in the expansion process. So this is possible because expansion and factorization are reverse processes of each other. What is the special name of this equation? Yes, it is called an identity. And what can we say about the expression on the left and on the right of the identity? They are equivalent expressions. We have come to the end of this lesson. I hope you find the factorization of algebraic expressions by extracting common factors easy to learn. In the next slide, I'd like you to attempt the review questions individually. Pause the video as you work on the questions. When you are done, check your answers against mine given at the end of this video. Thank you for watching.